That's fair. I can agree to the form and the substance of that particular position. What I will say is, I like this. This is well done. Um, I want to be known that for some strange reason, our folks in general, for some reason or another, they are in a holding pattern of some type, haphazard in the growth and development. I'm talking about our folks in the North of Mexico specifically. I'm not talking about other parts of the empire right now. I am behind schedule in my view on things I would like to be accomplishing that will have a lasting positive effect for the Amexem-Moor nationals throughout the empire, specifically in um, sectors 2, 3, and 4, Central Amexem, South Amexem, and I'll keep it on, particularly in the Abzu. I would like very much to get a few things going uh, sufficient to improve the quality of the lives of our folks from the Great Sea to the southern tip of the mother continent um, near Antoine Colony. I would like very much to see the cooperation expand. I'm really tired of some of the stupidity that I'm seeing happening as a consequence of our folks being snowed by folks who like to play games. And part of the reason as to why certain things go the way they go, the empire itself, having reconstituted, having been reestablished, and now reemerged on the scene, the global scene, uh, it's a process. We have to deal with mentalities that are entrenched. We have to deal with a whole lot of strife amongst household from brother to brother um, as a result of many skirmishes happened over the years, over the decades. And these skirmishes really and truly have been about, at their root, socioeconomic matters that have come into play as a result of the socioeconomic upheaval of 100 plus Earth years ago. And what we're doing now is our labor of love to begin to change how our folks think and undo all that madness. And how do we do this? The Amexem-Moor-Empire way. And how we do it is one brother and sister at a time, inch by inch, and basically we do it in a manner where this is a marathon, not a sprint. Brother by brother, sister by sister, inch by inch will get you a mile. It might take some doing. And if I can speed the process up, if the Imperial Government and I can come to some type of method to speed up the process, oh, we shall do that. But in the process, I'm not looking for speed right now. What I'm looking for is accuracy in the approach. What I'm looking for is effectiveness in the approach. Now, on that mother continent, you have several 100 million folks on the mother continent. That's a massive market. She has the bulk of the planet's resources. It irks me when I hear folks talk about Sector 4 of the Amexem-Moor-Empire is the poorest place on the planet. I'm like, you lie. What is really going on here is our folks are ill-affected, and this came down as a result of our folks falling behind in technology race a couple hundred Earth years ago. Hostile parties were developing muskets and Maxim guns and things of this nature, and they were using them to attack us. And to defend ourselves, we were using outdated technology. Now, I'm not going to get into all the martial components. I don't do the war thing. I'm not getting into all that crap. I'm only dealing right now with what was the cause that led to the effects that we're dealing with right now. in order for us to turn particular things around, we must find a manner, find a way to become entrenched in our thinking as a collective. Our folks in general, outside the sphere of influence of the Amexem-Moor-Empire, more or less fall into two categories. One is parties that are no longer willing to fight. They just go along with those who oppress them. And the other category is those who are looking to fight what's happening with them, but in a manner that's not going to be productive in the long run. You don't fight with folks who are armed to the teeth that level whole areas, several hundred thousand square miles large. You don't fight folks in a military fashion when you're not designed to do that. You don't come from a mentality. The Moors come from a mentality of we skirmish. Those that are hostile to you fight hundreds of years wars. These folks don't skirmish. These folks fight for centuries at a time amongst themselves. They have less regard for you. You have to be wiser in your approach. You have to use common sense. Now, other folks use common sense and they recognize that in order for you to engage in proper diplomacy, then you must do so from the perspective that says we get more by working together than we do by fighting. Which means you have to use your economic might to overcome the power of the sword, as they say. And when you have the massive numbers on this planet that our folks have, that should be trading amongst themselves and innovating amongst themselves and doing more trading amongst themselves and doing more innovating amongst themselves. After a while, those hostile to you become increasingly less relevant. So, with the Amexem-Moor-Empire, we look after institutions of, by, and for our folks. We don't worry about what folks do. That's their business. It has nothing to do with us. Now, we're not saying to be stupid. We're saying we don't go out looking to be aggressive and hostile to anyone. We say take care of food, clothing, and shelter on your own terms, inside your own auspices, under your own aegis. And be prepared to defend yourself, but never go out to be the aggressor. That's all I'm basically saying here right now. And folks can take what I'm saying or they can leave it, but at the end of the day, it's what you institute in terms of wise process, wise protocols and procedures. Stuff like this that I have a firm appreciation for. When I ask for my officials to present to me viable solutions and options and the wide variety of things that my 12th Department, 3rd National Department of Government Structure does, this is what I'm talking about. Things like the Mozambique Initiative is what I'm talking about. Things like the Namibia-Niger Initiative is what I'm talking about. Things that allow us to put operations and institutions in place that take care of social fabric in a non-hostile fashion. Now, there are parties that are going to be disagreeable no matter what you do. I get it. So I'm not saying to be stupid. I'm not saying not to be prepared to defend yourself. I am just saying be prepared and engage right now in all the measures you can think of to take care of food, clothing, and shelter on your own terms. Everyone is running around like a chicken with no head on, as they say, because of the quote-unquote currency crap that happens in the foreign jurisdiction. We deal in platinum, gold, and silver. And there are straw parties available that convert foreign venue currency into substance that works its way into our imperial treasury. And when we have to engage in other things, we dispatch substance through a straw party to convert it into the local currency wherever it's being used so that we can move things from one jurisdiction to the other effortlessly. And we do things in a manner where it's peaceable, it's peaceful,